Welcome to The Failed Experiment. In this video, we will talk about the most insane, audacious, and grandiose idea in human history, the idea of immortality. Are you ready to entrust your fate to eternal cold for a chance at a second life? Because hundreds of people have already made that decision. What if I told you that this story began long before we were born? Chapter 1. From the first freezes to the realization of immortality. It all started with simple observations. In the 17th century, European scientists began freezing animals. They noticed that cold slows down life processes, which means maybe it can also stop death. These experiments gave hope that animals hibernating in winter were not just a biological phenomenon, but a key to eternal life. This idea captivated minds. In the 18th century, the English scientist John Hunter suggested that a person could be frozen and thawed to extend their life. It sounded like science fiction. But in the early 20th century, the Russian biologist Porfiry Bakhmetiev successfully revived frozen insects. He was sure that this method could be applied to humans, but unfortunately, he died before he could conduct his experiments. It seemed like the story should have ended there, but it didn't. In 1964, the book, The Prospect of Immortality, was published. The author, Robert Ettinger, stated loudly for the first time, "Freezing is not about death. It's about hope." This book turned fantasy into reality and gave a powerful impetus to the development of cryonics. It gave people hope that the technologies of the future could solve all of today's problems. Chapter 2. The first cryopreserved person and the development of the industry, and now for the main character. Just 3 years later, on January 12, 1967, the deceased psychologist James Bedford became the first person to be cryopreserved. His body is still stored in a cryostat at the Alcor Company in the USA. Just think, he has been lying there for over 50 years, awaiting his chance for a second life. This case became the starting point. Since then, cryonics has turned into a commercial industry. Today, only a few companies in the USA and Russia offer cryopreservation services. You can sign a contract and ensure that after death, your body will be frozen. The first cryopreserved Russian was officially frozen in 2003, and in 2017, this procedure was also performed in China. Today, hundreds of people have entrusted their fate to eternal cold. But how does it actually work? When a person dies, a cryonics team immediately connects them to a life support system. Then, blood is pumped out of the vessels, and a special solution, a cryoprotectant, is pumped in, which prevents cells from turning into ice. Only after that is the body cooled to extreme temperatures, down to -200 degrees Celsius. And that's it. The person goes into a state of lethargic sleep that can last for decades or even centuries. Chapter 3. Science, Ethics, and Hopes for the Future. This sounds like a perfect plan, but here we come to the main problem. To this day, scientists cannot revive a single cryopreserved patient. The freezing methods are imperfect, cells are damaged, and all hopes are placed on the future development of technology. And there are also ethical and legal problems. There are known cases of scandals over the right to immortality, where relatives fought for the bodies of the deceased. The idea of resurrection after freezing is a frequent theme in culture, from science fiction to cartoons like Futurama. This shows how deeply this dream is rooted in our consciousness. But how real is it? So far, it's a question without an answer. Conclusion. Cryonics is not just a science. It's humanity's expedition into the unknown, an attempt to conquer death. It's a mixture of science, faith, and dreams. It's a story about people who went all in to get a ghostly chance at a second life. Are you ready to dream of eternal life? Or is it better to preserve the memory of the past? Tell us about it in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to The Failed Experiment to not miss other stories about science that went too far.